Hi, my name is Lydia, and I'm the producer of the upcoming Healthcare Payment and Revenue Integrity Congress in Las Vegas. It's a one-of-a-kind event uniting payers and providers in addressing challenges along the claims continuum. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing Michael Devine, Director of the Special Investigations Unit at LA Care, who'll be giving a talk and an update on the fraud, waste, and abuse trends for 2025. Hi, Michael.
Hi, how are you?
So my first question is, looking back on the past year, so 2023, 24, what would you highlight as one of the new types of fraud schemes that you've had to adapt to overcome?
Well, I think one of the things that we're finding an increase in fraud, healthcare fraud involving hospice care. We've done a lot with hospice care and home health, and so one of the schemes we're finding is the revenue code 0650. It's a case where that's home health care, and people are allowed to bill that code for 60 days. And it's a high end code. After that, they have to bill a code called 0659, which is a lower end code for home health care hospice. And what we're finding is people are billing the high end code across the board. And that's been a real increase in our caseload, tremendous increase in our caseload.
And what would you say has been the biggest success over this past year, either as, in terms of money recovered or just as a personal success?
So we've had a couple. We've had one where one of my investigators found out that we were being billed as a primary provider on a case when the people had Medicare that should have been billed as the primary. We went through and edited our system to not allow, excuse me, to not allow that to be paid. And it ended up being a savings of about $5 million for us. So really huge recovery where we found people were false billing us as a primary and billing Medicare as a primary. So we got that corrected. That was a big, huge hit for us. The other again it goes back to the 650. We've initiated about 83 cases involving hospices with the 650 initiated letters worth about $4.5 million. And so that's been a huge success for us. Kept us really busy. We've got about 400 cases for about 10 investigators, so we are extremely busy. But we're having great success this year, probably with over 50% more in recoveries and restitutions that we've gotten over last year, and we're only 10 months into the year. So it's been busy, but been very successful for us. So we're excited.
Yeah, that sounds really great. Very impressive. Um, so other than, the OIG reports and updates that come out, is there anything else that you refer to or use to identify any upcoming new schemes that are emerging?
Well, we get reports on a regular basis from CMS, from OIG, from DHCS. But we also attend these conferences like we're going to in when we come out to Las Vegas, and we go to NACAA, and we network with our law enforcement counterparts, and we get internal referrals. The other thing we do is we work with our case management system, Healthcare Fraud Shield, and they run a data analytics program for us and provide proactive leads. Very successful for us. And the other thing we do is we have our own internal data analytics people. They're always, coming up with things for us to look at. We usually work together with them and try to develop some kind of schemes and scams. We'll go to a conference, we'll realize that people are doing something, and we'll come back, we'll saying, hey, we heard somebody was working on this case. What do you think about this? What kind of exposure do we have? What kind of data analytics can we have to look for maybe some outliers billing that code that may be an indication of somebody running a scheme or a scam on us? So that seems to be pretty active too.
Hmm. And so I guess this is one of the reasons, but what are you most excited for at the upcoming HPRI event in Vegas?
Well, it's obviously great to network at these events. It was funny. I was contacted by somebody that I met in Boston. I think I sent you an email on this. They had contacted me asking me to put them in contact with DHCS because I knew the director over there, and so I did. And he's a vendor, a data analytics guy, AI type guy, and I put them in contact with DHCS. So they had about 4 of their people on there, and DHCS had about 4 of their people on there. And so they were doing the presentation, how they were going to do it. And it's kind of nice because, I get it from the vendor, what they're looking for, what they're looking to do. And I also got it from DHCS. Hey, this is what we can handle. This is what we can't. And so I kind of tried to negotiate that. And really, I had no dog in the fight, but I was able to put the 2 of those people together, and they're having ongoing meetings. I don't know. I hope it works out for them. I think the program that they had was worthwhile. And I think, DHCS had a need for what they were doing. So hopefully that works out for those people. And I just facilitated the meeting, but it was a good result from what we had. So that was good.
And so what would you say to someone who's maybe considering coming to the event, but they haven't quite made up their mind yet?
Oh, I think it's a great event. I mean, there's vendors there that I think are worthwhile to listen to, but also the networking that you have. I mean, when we were in LA, I certainly knew a lot of people that were there, and we were able to talk back and forth. But anytime you go to a conference like this, and if you can't sit there through 2 days of presentations and not come away with an idea of something that you might be able to use for your program, then you're not paying attention. And I think on these programs here, when you have speakers that are up there presenting different ideas, presenting different types of things, presenting different ways to do healthcare fraud, it's always a good thing. And I think I always come away from these things learning something. So I'd recommend it to anybody and recommend anybody go. I think it's a worthwhile conference, and I think you guys do a great job putting it together.
Thank you so much. And I really hope people take your advice and come along, and that you meet loads of familiar faces again. And I obviously really look forward to meeting you again in Vegas. I think it'll be a really great time, doing lots of fun things, but also obviously, as you said, a lot of education, a lot of really interesting new strategies coming out. So hopefully we'll have a lot of people there, and I look forward to seeing you there.
All right, looking forward to it.